Yo, what is up everyone, and welcome back to another YouTube video with your host Kenkukun, and today we got another Destiny 2 Trials training video. Now in this video we're going to talk about the nerf that just happened to Invis Hunters that came after Void 3.0. Now this update came out on the 22nd or 3rd. It just came out. So if you're watching this video and you're wondering, well, Ken, you came out with the Invis video a long time ago, or I've watched your stream and I've jumped on the bandwagon, but now they've changed it. And, you know, I've asked you, is it viable? And you said, check the video on YouTube, but it wasn't there. Here it is. So, is Invis Hunter viable? Yes. But you have to understand how it works. Now, real quickly, there are 3 ways to go invisible. You got your Shade Step, you got your Smoke Grenade, and you got the Slam, right? There's the Slam, which consumes your Smoke Grenade. There's the Shade Step, and there's the Smoke, right? 3 ways to go invisible. Okay. Now, I'm gonna explain to you how invisibility works right here, and then I'm gonna show you how invisibility works right here, and then I'm gonna explain to you why it's important to know this. So I'm gonna Shade Step, and I'm invisible for 6 seconds, right? Now during those 6 seconds, I'm gonna ping on the radar for 0.6 seconds. So look at my radar. I'm gonna Shade Step into the wall. 5, 4, 3, ping. 1, 0. Invis is out, right? So I ping once on the radar. All right. Look at that radar very carefully once again. Tell me when you see the little blue triangle pop up, all right? Did you see the little blue triangle? No, because I crouched. So when you crouch in the game, what does that do? It pulls you off the radar. This is just a common thing that people don't even think about. Crouching on the radar pulls you off the radar, makes you ping on the radar for 0.6 seconds. Now, I'm pinging much faster because I'm not invis. But if I was invis, I would ping much slower, right? So go into, if you're having a tough time seeing the radar, get on your hunter, go into the private matches while you're watching this video and look at your radar and start using this, and kind of see. So, okay, Ken, so you ping on the radar and then you didn't ping on the radar. Well, how does that help me? Well, because I crouched at exactly 5, 4, 3, crouch, 1, I crouched as soon as it was going to ping. The game said, oh, he's crouching. We're going to keep him off the radar for a second, which ultimately allows me to finish the duration of my invisibility. So I was invisible for the whole duration. Okay, how does that help me, Ken? Well, it helps me. It helps you because you can free up your exotic. Where I used to run Graviton Forfeit, I'm considering Gemini Jesters, and I'm not even running the invisible fragment that keeps me invisible longer. It doesn't seem to work as well. Now I can put it all on and have a 9-second, 11-second invis, but I will eventually ping no matter what. So if I Shade Step, right, and then I crouch to delay the ping, no matter what, a second ping is coming and it's going to show up, and you can't stop it. You cannot stand up and then crouch, because as soon as you delayed it for that first second, as soon as that second to 2 seconds pass, it will ping, and then it'll ping again very quickly afterwards. Now I played against some players today, against some good players, and the very last game we played, it was a very tough team, but one of them noticed that I was coming from outside, and it didn't on my screen. I did not ping on my radar. I timed it very perfectly. However, they were looking dead at me when I cut that corner, and they were able to stop me. And I'm like, oh, okay. So when I went and tested and found out, you will ping no matter what. So having 9 seconds to 11 seconds can be good against more casual or average players, right? That maybe they're in a gunfight and they don't get to notice their radar, or maybe everything's so hectic that people don't have time to notice the radar, so you can utilize and make use of it, right? But that very first initial ping on the radar that you can delay is very powerful for pushing into a lane and getting distance where normally nobody would get to with the nerf to the subclass. Now, how can I maximize that? Well, a couple of ways you can do it. You can pull out a chaperone. Let's say it's Javelin 4 and you get to the hallway and you're right about here, but you know your invis is going to run out. The enemy team is waiting for the invis to ping on the radar. You didn't, so they assume you're not even invis, because they're like, oh, well, they would have showed up on the radar. They cut the corner, boom, Guardian down. You've gotten a kill with the chaperone. You move on about your day. Okay, well, what if it's a little bit further, like from here to that block? Fusion. If you find yourself engaging with areas that are a little bit further than the chaperone can reach, or a slug shotgun can reach, pull out a fusion, right? Now I got the Rat King on. The Rat King, any invisibility works the same. It doesn't matter how you go invisible. Unless it's the Spectral Blades, you will ping on the radar eventually. The Spectral Blades will only show up on the radar if you are on top of the enemy, right? You're within their big radar distance. So other than that, you're not going to show up on the radar. This is the only way to not show up on the radar, is to go invisible with Spectral Blades. Now, we're not going to be able to do that every single round. It's a super. So with that said, I have Gemini Jesters on. One thing you can consider doing is always following it up into a combo, which can be very annoying, right? I also have Gambler's Dodge on. I was running Marksman, but Gambler's Dodge is now making a quick comeback for me, where I can do something like this. Invis with smoke, travel my distance, crouch off the radar, Gemini, right? And now I take their radar away. I'm Invis again, and I can repeat the process, but I get to move again. So it's almost like getting the 10 seconds of Invis. However, once you Gemini a team, if you don't Gemini all three of them, someone's going to have you on the radar for that brief second. Also, the enemy team knows you're close enough to Gemini them, so they're going to be on high alert. If you Gemini'd me and I don't see you here and here, you probably coming from here. I'm backing away. I'm going to get away from my corners, right? Because I want to see where you're coming from. I may not need the radar, right, or have the radar, but it doesn't mean I need the radar to find out where you're coming from. I just need to check the angles that I'm exposed to. So that is a combination you can do. You can run the long invis, like I said, and you might catch people slipping. More average casual players probably won't even notice after the first ping. They'll be like, oh, just a regular ping, or they're going to be so engrossed with the fight and the engagement, they're not gonna have time to pay attention, right? So with that said, I think it's gonna be tougher to make invis work, and it's gonna take a little bit more skill than, say, dropping a Titan shield and everyone on your team gets an overshield, right? Or charging up a grenade from a Warlock and throwing it from behind cover, and now it tracks people and makes a move, or just outright kills them. If you throw 3 of them, and nobody runs, so that's dead, right? 2 of them can kill. 1 of them might finish someone off, make them weak, allow you to, press the attack, right? So is it viable? Yes. Is it easy? No, not anymore. And I don't know if that's what Bungie was going for. Again, everyone usually tends to, the meta always shifts to whatever's the easiest and most powerful to use. And Invis, for a long time, was very powerful, and then it just turned into the easiest thing to use when Stasis was finally addressed properly on Hunter. That's all I got. Hopefully this helps you. Either it's going to be, well, I'm going to go ahead and pack up the Hunter for now, or I'm going to give it a whirl and keep trying to practice. I would encourage people to try and practice it with it more. The meta has shifted, but what you use can still be viable. Just because Bungie has changed something doesn't mean you shouldn't try to strive to still fight in that environment that they've changed, right? So I'm going to continue to use Hunter. Why? It's going to be a little harder for me to use. I'm also used to it. And if I make it work where others do not, I'm improving myself at the game, because I got to fight a little bit harder to stay relevant with my meta. And now when Bungie shifts things, right, I'm not affected by it as much, right? So I'm working on the fundamentals of my game, which is a very strong point that I always encourage people. When you work on your fundamentals, and what is fundamental in the game, the most common things in the game in PvP are maps, guns, players, right? You're always going to have those 3 things in a match. You're going to have guns, you're going to have players, and you're going to have a map. You may not have abilities. You may start up and switch your subclass and none of your abilities are there, right? That can happen. So abilities also can change and shift, right? Guns can get changed and shift, but the map and the player especially, those are always set in stone. They're always going to be there. So, having good fundamentals on map awareness is a huge one, because the maps rarely change and they stay around for long, long times. And then just working on what works for you as a player. So Bungie can't go over to you and say, all right, buddy, we're going to change you, and start, altering your mindset, right? Like they can't, they can't do that. It ain't that sci-fi, right? So with that said, I would encourage people to play in the meta that has shifted to improve, strive to overcome. And if it doesn't work out, you tried, and continue to try that when things do change. Your favorite weapon has changed. Keep trying with it, right? Keep pressing against that wall that Bungie puts up, because when everyone else shifts, eventually people are going to be done looking at you. Or, Bungie's going to be done. Okay, they've nerfed my Invis, but I'm still making it work. They're not coming back to nerf it again. No one else is running it. It's just a handful of people, and I don't have to worry about it being touched. So no matter what anything else in the game changes, I really don't have to worry about it, because I'm good on my subclass, right? And I'm changing by my own will. Hope this video helps. Link in the description below if you want to catch me on Twitch and see how it's working out for the weekend. I'm going to go ahead and let this video upload right now. It is Friday night, so Saturday I will be with a partner. Sunday and Monday I'm going to try to do trials as well. May or may not have partners. So catch me there. And yeah, that's all I got. Good luck. Hopefully you make the lighthouse. Hopefully this video helps you a little bit. Let me know your thoughts and feedback on it. Have you been successful with it this weekend? Have you come across tough teams and it just really didn't work out as well as you wanted it to? Is it just not working out at all? Great. Hopefully this video shed some light on it, and let me know how it goes with your games. And I will see you at the lighthouse. Have a good day.